We're going to go over the newborn to doctor tab. And this is going to be for any time a nurse or a doctor or someone from a hospital calls in to report a new baby. So you'll go ahead and click on that link, and it will pull you into your message ticket. The thing that you find up at the top is this a multiple birth? So that'll be if it's twins, triplets, so on and so forth. For the sake of this, we're actually going to say yes, so I can show you what that does. So you're going to put in the caller's name first. And usually it's going to be a nurse, so you're really not going to need to fill out the last name. And then here you'd put in the hospital. Generally typing in the first letter will give you the right hospital. And then their callback number. And then here they ask if it's a good baby or not. Usually it is a good baby, but if it is not a good baby, they ask that you uncheck this box. And then you put in an explanation why it is not a good baby. If the nurse wants a callback from the on-call doctor, then you'll select this little box here. And what's going to happen is a little box is going to pop up here and saying, selecting callback required will send this out to the on-call immediately. Do you want to proceed? And clearly, if you've checked that box, that is what you want. So you say, okay. And then you'll go to the baby's name. Generally, there won't be a first name. So you'll go ahead and put in the last name. And for boy or girl, you can actually hit the right or left arrows to switch between the two of them. You don't actually have to click on the thing. And then here's where you put in mom's name. And then next you would ask the nurse if they have a room number. And so here you ask if the baby was term. A lot of times on other accounts will actually ask for weeks of gestation, but they don't actually require that. They just need to know if it's term. And again, it's like a boy or girl, you can hit the arrow keys, and you can go back and forth between the two of them. So here we'll just say yes, the baby is term. You can skip over that one. The only time you ever need to fill anything out here is if you said no under term baby, then you need to put in the actual weeks of gestation there. And so then here you would have fill out your patient's doctor. Again, typing in the first letter should pull up that part of the list. And then here you'd put in the time that the baby was born. So we're going to put in 2:45. Now keep in mind that if you are someone who works late and say you're working after midnight and it's a little bit after midnight and the nurse calls for a baby who was born the previous day at that point at 11:30, even if it was only half an hour ago, you're going to need to make sure to put in the actual date as well. Otherwise, you're going to get an error that comes up. But other than in that particular situation, you should be able to just put in the time, and it will pick the most recent time that fits that. And so then next you would have your APGARs, and you'd only get the 10-minute APGAR if one or both of the 1 and 5 minute were incredibly low, and they would have done the 10-minute APGAR. And then you would have baby's weight. You can put in grams, or you can put in pounds and ounces, however you want to do, however the nurse gives it to you, really. And then the delivery type, again, is a drop down. You can use the up and down arrow keys to go through it because there are only a couple of options. And then right here you have an area to put in any comments that the nurse may have had. And so again, we're going to go back up to this. So we selected this was a multiple birth. So when you get down to the bottom here, you could continue, or you can say add another baby. Since we said it was a multiple birth, we're going to go ahead and hit add another baby. And as you can see here, everything was auto-filled other than the gender of the child. So you'd go ahead and pick the correct gender of the child. And then you would need to, you'd want to switch out your time of birth because they should not be literally have been born at the same time. So we'll say this baby was born at 2:50, 5 minutes later, and then your new APGARs, and then a new weight. And so then at this point, you can either, if there is a third baby, you would hit add another baby, or if it was just twins, just the two babies, you would hit continue, which takes you to your last page. And um, and what because of the time of day now, what it's going to do is it would go ahead and page the on-call to know about the new baby. Now, if it is, again, if you're someone who works late and it's going to be overnight, it's before office hours, generally what this is going to say right here is holding for the morning. And then you would go ahead and hit submit and let the on-call know about the new baby. We're not going to do that for this though, simply because there are no actual new babies. And that is all there is to know about the new baby tab.